Welcome back once again to the Simple Skating series. Today, I'm looking at some PC games, some skateboarding games on PC. But these games were never released on Steam. Never. Because they tend to be, if you think of like skateboarding games on PC, you tend to think, oh, they must be on Steam. But no, these games were never released on Steam, and they were really old games as well in this regard. So I'm going to be looking at 6 games. There'll be 6 games total that are going to be ranging from being released from the late 90s to the early 2000s. So we're going to have some strange ones here. Unfortunately, I was unable to play any of these games, so it's just going to be me looking at them and kind of giving a kind of small opinion on what I can, based on what I can see. Because I had some I was really unlucky with trying to record these games. They just wouldn't record. They just they would just, if they did record, it would be some really silly, really stupid resolution, and or it would clone the the picture on the picture. So you'd have a 1920 by 1080 picture, and then you would have like a 500 by 480 or whatever in the top left hand corner. So it was really awkward. I couldn't get it to work properly. It is what it is. Some games just flat out refuse to even run. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to look at them. I'm not going to play them. I'm just going to look at them, just kind of get an idea. So let's dive right into some of these early 2000s, late 90s skateboarding games on PC. The first game I'm going to be looking at is Precision Skateboarding. Developed by Panteria and published by Music Bank Ltd. This game was released in 2002, and wow, are you sure it came out in 2002? Just look at it. That doesn't look like a game that came out in 2002. That looks like a game that came out in like 1996. Oh no, that's just my opinion. So the game kind of looks like Downhill Jam. Kind of, if you in the sense of that it's a racing game. It looks like you go down a course and you race along trying to get points. It doesn't look like the game functions greatly. There seems to be a lot of clipping and a lot of bugs around from what I saw, the gameplay I saw, the footage I saw. And I imagine it wouldn't probably be very nice playing with the keyboard, but yeah, it looks interesting. I'd say that, but it definitely doesn't look like a game that came out in 2002. But from what I heard from the person playing, it does not play very well at all. It plays horribly. So yeah, Precision Skateboarding looks interesting, you know, but doesn't look like it would be particularly good though at the same time. Next up is Extreme Boards and Blades, developed by Silverfish Studios and published by Head Games Publishing. It was released in 1999. And yeah, this looks like a game that I'd expect to come out in 1999. But at the same time, look at this. It looks like the physics in the game have not been fixed completely. It's really weird. And it looks like it has rollerblading as well, even though, you know, you could barely tell they're rollerblades. But yeah, it looks like the person who's playing this looks like they're having major issues trying to play this game. So that leads me to believe that, oh, once again, it does not play very well. And look at those physics. Look at how great they look. Oh, you can go at the speed of sound running around. Hey, this game at least had the ability to come off your skateboard. You know, Tony Hawk's wouldn't do that for years and years to come. Yeah, it just looks like a poor attempt at a skateboarding game, if I'll be completely honest. The physics looks like shit. It looks like, barely registers you doing any kind of tricks and shit. Yeah, really strange looking. Really strange looking. Looks like it plays like absolute dog shit. So yeah, Extreme Boards and Blades. Next up, we have the sequel, Boards and Blades 2. And if that title screen is anything to go by, we're in for a treat, right? So yeah, this is the highly anticipated sequel to Extreme Boards and Blades. They took the extreme out of it, which I think was completely required at this point, because it's not very extreme. And for some reason, they decided to go for an even worse graphical look. And it looks like it plays just as fucking dog shit. This is, like, look at this. It looks like Pro Skater 5. It looks like you just got a downgraded Pro Skater 5 footage here. It looks like the physics in the game are terrible. Once again, you can go on rollerblades again. But it looks like the physics alone just make me believe, like, look at it, just it's just crazy. And by the way, it's no developers listed. It just says it's published by Activision's ValueSoft, which is always good, isn't it? So yeah, this one just looks probably either just as bad or probably even worse than the original Boards and Blades game. Now that's an accomplishment in itself. Would you believe me if I told you that Goofy got his own skateboarding game? Yeah, I don't know how, but for some reason Goofy got his own skateboarding game on PC. So this is Disney's Extremely Goofy Skateboarding, developed by Chrome Studios and published by Disney Interactive, released in 2001 for PC. Just PC. You would think this game, along with like Disney's Sports Skateboarding, which I've covered before, or Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, another one I've already covered, you would have thought this game would have been released on consoles, but no, it didn't. It didn't get released on consoles, and it was only released on PC. Now, from what I can see, it looks like it plays okay, but it doesn't look... It looks more like a kind of adventure kind of game with skateboarding than being an actual just based skateboarding game, which is kind of strange. But yeah, from what I can see, it doesn't. It's quite slow. At least we're running at 30 frames a second here. But yeah, it looks like it functions for what it is. The person playing seems to have issues doing tricks with Goofy, but then again, I had issues doing some tricks with the Game Boy Advance version of Disney's Sports Skateboarding. So maybe that's got it from there. But yeah, it looks like it's more based around collecting things and doing certain things, maybe less about skateboarding. I don't know. It's a bit strange, really, just from what I could see. And I don't know whether or not it plays very well. It's hard to tell. I feel like the guy playing is having issues with the game. But I don't know, if I be completely honest. So yeah, Disney's Goofy Skateboarding. To think that this even exists is strange, isn't it? Goofy gets his own skateboarding game. Now, I've already covered this game, but I covered this game on the Game Boy Advance. Believe it or not, this game also came out on PC. Now, this game is Backyard Skateboarding. Released in 2005, published by Atari SA, and developed by Humongous Entertainment. Apparently, this game's not too bad. Yeah, apparently it's not too bad. I've actually read a few reviews for this game, and a lot of people seem to like it, if I be completely honest, which is strange, but apparently the controls are quite nice and fluid. They feel okay, and yeah, and the levels are quite big, where you can skate around. It actually feels like a skateboarding game, and from what I could see in the footage, it seems very similar to the Game Boy Advance game, just on a much grander scale. It just kind of is unfortunate that this game was only released on PC, because it kind of looks like it would have done pretty well on consoles. But yeah, it's to think that you'd have another backyard skateboarding game. And there's two versions of this game. You've got a version that came out in 2004, and then you've got another version that came out in 2005. The 2005 is the Game of the Year edition, which who would have thought that this would get Game of the Year, but apparently so. But yeah, it has a Game of the Year edition, which would, I guess, make sense as the Game of the Year for skateboarding games on PC. But anyway, yeah, it's backyard skateboarding. I would kind of wish I could get this one running. Once again, this is another one that just would not run for some reason. I couldn't get it to run no matter what I did. So, yeah, unfortunate. But it looks like a lot of fun. And finally, we have the strangest game of the collection, Emily the Strange Skate Strange, which is the only one that's, again, strange for this collection because this game came out in 2012, so it doesn't really fit with the theme of the video. But at the same time, it's not on Steam, so I don't know. From what I can see, based on gameplay, not only does it look like it stutters like fuck, it also looks like it plays like Ollie Ollie, but like a really shitty Ollie Ollie. Because again, I don't see this game being very heavy-handed on running on your PC, but look at it. It looks like it's struggling to run at all times, which is definitely strange, isn't it? But yeah, it looks like a really kind of maybe attempt at doing Ollie Ollie style of gameplay. But obviously, I imagine this game came out before Ollie Ollie. So yeah. I haven't played Ollie Ollie before. It's on the list to play, I'm hoping it's going to be good. But yeah, Emily the Strange is definitely strange. Definitely strange. Does not look like it plays very well at all. And there we go, that's it. That's all of the games I have featured. I'm surprised at the length of the video, if I'm honest, considering I didn't really say much about each of these games. I couldn't really say much. I could only go based off what I've seen and what I've read about them. So yeah, it's just how it is. Unfortunately, I was planning to play each and every one of these games, but unfortunately they don't want to work. No, they don't want to work, and unfortunately I can't seem to get a virtual machine to work properly. Again, I'm not really that interested, and I've had a look into it, and I've tried to get a virtual machine running so I could play these games, and yeah. How can I just be like the Pokemon games on PC? You know, I never had any issues getting them to play. You know, and I did the exact same things I did with those games for these games to try and get them to work, and yeah, they either worked and didn't record, or they didn't work at all. But yeah, don't worry about other simple skating games. I should be able to play them, you know, and all that. It is what it is. Anyway, I've been Bio. I'm tired, and please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Probably not a very good video this time around, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.